Hi, welcome to episode 8 of Scenes for the Soul. In this episode, I wanted to share this image that I captured at Kanarra Falls near Kanarraville, Utah. The drive to Kanarraville is about 6 to 7 hours, and it's right outside of Zion National Park, a little bit north of that area. And the hike itself is a little over 3 miles. It's one of my absolute favorite hikes. I've only done it twice, but I just love it. There are actually three waterfalls. You can see on the map here, there's a lower Kanarra Falls, which is absolutely stunning. And there's a smaller falls in between the two. And then this shot was taken at the second falls at the end of the hike. And the hike is along and sometimes in a river. And both of these waterfalls are in slot canyons, which is really amazing and beautiful to hike in a river going through a slot canyon and to see a waterfall in there is just a beautiful scene. The first time I did this hike, I took this shot of the first falls. And what I loved about it was this amazing ladder that was actually just a fallen log, and they had placed some metal pieces on it. It was a bit precarious, and definitely when it got slippery, was probably a little bit dangerous. You can see the yellow cord on the right-hand side that you needed to use to make sure you didn't fall right off. But it was absolutely a beautiful scene. The second time that I did the hike, however, they decided to make it a little bit safer and put up some metal stairs, which was definitely less dangerous, but also, I think, less appealing visually. And so, doing this hike the second time, I was motivated to go a little bit farther, and I actually didn't know that there was a third set of falls. And as I continued down this hike, that is when I discovered the beautiful next set of falls. And just to give you a sense of the experience, here's walking towards the final slot canyon, heading towards this area where the final set of falls is. And again, just arriving there, what a beautiful scene. It was very dark because it is a narrow slot canyon. There's a small amount of light coming up through the top. And many people ask about the flow, the white flow of the water. And that's partially a result of the dark conditions inside the slot canyon. But I did also put a polarizing filter, which darkened it even further. I really wanted to see that beautiful white flow of the water. And so I purposely made the scene a little bit darker than it actually was. But I just love that the flow, the color, and the drama of this scene. In terms of the message that I want to take away, a friend of mine actually shared an idea with me that I really connected with about this picture. You know, we see two sets of falls here on each side, and they're both coming from the same water source above and flowing down through different paths. And you know, in our lives, we often look at things as black and white. We have the good that we see in our lives, and we have the bad. And sometimes we think that the flow of good and positive and blessing is flowing more now, and maybe the pain and suffering is a little bit less, and sometimes it reverses. But I think something that's really important to remind ourselves of is that both of those things come from one source, right? Everything comes from God, and ultimately, it's for our good. It's for our benefit. And it may be hard to see it, and there may be situations where we can't explain it. But ultimately, everything that happens to us for a reason. And some of our greatest growth opportunities, some of the things that form us and make us who we are and help us be our greatest selves, are sometimes the painful experiences. The times when we had to realize something about ourselves we didn't like. That sometimes we had to go through a difficult relationship and grow into better people as a result. And I think it's just such an important lesson to remind ourselves of, that everything that happens is for a reason. And if we can have that in mind, I think it can help us get through even the toughest times. So I wanted to share that message, share this picture that I really love, and encourage you all to take this hike. If you like this video, please give it a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Thanks so much. Have a great week.